Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Rossi. Today we are going to make a swirling ribbon-like banner to thank our community heroes. Let's get started. What you'll be needing today is a pencil, a piece of paper, an eraser, something to trace your drawing with. I'm going to use a Sharpie today, but you can use a crayon, a colored pencil, or any kind of marker. And I'm going to color my picture in with some markers today, but you can use whatever art supply you have at home. Whether you want to use markers, crayons, colored pencils, paint, it's up to you. So today we're going to create a swirling banner on our paper, and on our banner we can write some positive or encouraging words. You can thank a community hero by writing a nice message to them. It's up to you how you want to transform your banner and personalize it. Our banner is going to be swirling, so we're going to have some areas that are shadowed to make our banner look a little more realistic. So to get started, I'm going to hold my paper vertically, meaning it is tall, going up and down. And I'm going to draw 3 rounded rectangles. So I'm going to do a slightly curved line towards the top of my page. I'm not letting it touch the top of my page. I want to leave space in between my line and the top of my page so I can add some things later on. I'm going to do that exact same line right below it. The amount of space you leave in between your 2 lines is how thick or how wide your banner is going to be. So that's where we're going to write our words, so you can decide how big or how skinny you want it. I like mine a little I guess that's like a medium size, so I can fit my words nicely in there. But I want to fit a couple more of these on my paper, so I don't want it to be too big. Once I like the size and the shape, I'm just going to close off the ends with some straight lines. And then I can move a little bit further down my page. So now I'm kind of in the middle of my page, and I'm going to do another wavy line, and I'm going to make another one of these. So I'm going to do 2 of those same shaped wavy lines. This one's going to be a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to draw a third one down here. This one's going to be a little bigger. So I'm drawing those 2 lines again. I'm leaving space underneath my last little wavy line section here, so I have room at the bottom to add more lines. So now I'm going to go back up at the top, and I'm going to start at this top corner, and I'm just going to do a curve that goes up towards the top of my paper. This is going to show the end of my ribbon. So I need to make the other half of that, so I'm going to go from the middle of this line and curve up. And now I can add the end of my ribbon, which is just going to be a V shape. Now I can start to connect my sections. So from this bottom corner of my first tier, I'm going to swirl down towards the middle of my second one. So I went from this bottom corner and I swirled down towards my middle piece here, and I'm trying to stay kind of in this middle of that piece. Now I'm going to go from this corner and curve up towards the middle of that ribbon. I'm going to do the same thing to connect my bottom ribbon. I'm going to go from this bottom corner and swirl down, and I'm going to go from this top corner and curve up. So now I'm connecting my ribbon pieces. And now we just have one more, and we're just going to end our ribbon down here by doing the same thing we did at the top. We're from this corner, just going to do a curve coming out. From the middle of that section, I'm doing another curve, and I'm just going to add a V shape in there to show the end of my ribbon. You can make it wide or you can make it skinny and pointy. It's up to you. Now all of these areas that we just drew that connect our larger sections are going to be like the shadowed background portions of our ribbon. So I don't forget, I'm just going to draw some straight lines in those sections to add a little bit of a shadow before we even start coloring. And I think this helps me see which areas are coming out to the front and which areas are staying more in the background. So I'm just putting some straight horizontal lines, so they're going from left to right inside my ribbon. And now in these sections that we drew first, these 3 pieces, those are the areas that are standing out towards the front of our page, and those are the areas where we're going to draw our words. So you can write a positive message inside your sections. You can write thank you and then your community hero's name that you want to give this to. or that you want to honor. It's up to you how you would like to do it. I think I'm going to write a positive message inside mine, and I'm going to do some bubble letters. But to start off, I'm going to draw regular letters so I know they'll fit, and I'm going to draw my bubble letters around these. I'm going to write "You can do it" as a nice encouraging message inside my ribbon. Now in my first banner video, I show how to make bubble letters. So in this one, I'm going to show how to make block letters. Block letters are another type of bubble letter, except they are going to be more rectangular and more square on the edges. So I started by drawing my letters like I normally would, and now I'm just going to go around the outside of each letter and create blocks around them. So I am making big rectangles that cover up my letters. And I'm connecting them with points at the corners. When I was doing my bubble letters, I was keeping them round and bouncy around the edges, but with these we want those sharp corner edges. Now on your O's, you can just draw a circle in the center. Those are going to stay round just because of the letter that they are. If you want to make that more of a square circle in the center and more of a rectangle around the outside, you can do that, but I think I'm going to leave mine just the way that it is. On any letters that have curves already, like my U and my O, I like to keep those still round, but I'm making sure all of my ends are squared off with those rectangular corners and points. So I kept that center part of my U round, but I still made that rectangular edge for the ends. I'm going to do this on all of my letters. So I'm just going around each of the letters that I drew, making the ends closed off so they are pointy. When you get to letters that have an inside piece like my A does, you're just going to recreate that shape in there, making sure those corners are pointy. So I drew a little triangle. Now that I finished drawing the blocks around the outsides of my letters, I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to erase the regular letters that I drew to start. The ones that are on the inside, I don't need to see those anymore, and what you're going to be left with is your block letter all finished. So I'm just going to go around and erase all those little inside lines that were left, and I will be left with my nice block letters. If you want to do bubble letters, or if you want to leave your letters normal, whether you want capital letters or lowercase, you can do that. If you want to do cursive letters and write in script, you can do that also. It's totally up to you how you want your banner to look and what you want it to say. I'm going to add a couple decorations in the background. You can decorate yours however you'd like, whether you want to do shapes or if you want to write any more thank you messages in the background, you can do that. If you want to draw a picture of your hero, you can do that also. It's totally up to you. I'm going to put a star on this side. I draw my stars by creating the top of an A, going a diagonal line up, across, and then back down. And then I just erase these inside lines and I will have a star. I think I'm going to put another star up here. I'm going to put one down here, and I think I'll add one up here. Just going to do a lot of stars today. And that is going to do it for my drawing so far. Now that I finished drawing all my decorations and details in pencil, I'm going to take my Sharpie and trace over all of my pencil lines before I color it in. When I'm coloring in my picture, I want to make sure I color in these areas that I drew my lines to show where the shadows are going to be. I want to make sure I color those in with a darker color than I do for the background behind my words, because we want this to be a shadow. Shadows are normally darker than the area that they are coming from. It's going to help make these areas of our ribbon pop towards the front and force these other areas that were creating that shadow to fall more towards the background of our picture and make our ribbon look more realistic, like it is turning and folding on our paper. And that is my ribbon style banner all finished. After I traced my drawing with my Sharpie, I went in with my eraser and I erased any pencil lines that I could still see, and then I colored it in using my markers. Like I said, if you don't have any markers, you can use crayons, colored pencils, paints, whatever you have at home to add color to your picture. And you can decorate your picture and write whatever kind of positive message, thank you message, or encouraging words you'd like to write, dedicated to a community hero or essential worker. It's totally up to you what you want your picture to look like today. When you are finished, be sure to take a picture of it and share it with me. I can't wait to see the amazing work you're creating at home. Try your best, have fun, and get creative. Bye!